and king. These are among our favorite things on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Wait a second, Dad. Stay here for a second. Stay here. Thank you very much. We just sit and hold hands, Dad. That's all right. You're going to take a little vacation from us after today, right? How long are you going to be gone?
2 weeks.
But you're going to come back after 2 weeks.
Come back,
going on a
yeah.
modeling. Where are you going on the modeling assignment?
Tahiti. How could
Tahiti. Tahiti. And I think a weekend in Oxnard is a big thing. Well, have a good time, Jen. Finish the day, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay. And our thanks to Bruce Wright of Santa Maria, California, for the opening poem, watching us on KNBC, Channel 4. Thank you, Bruce. And if Mark Breslow's ready up there, we're going to open the board and get to the cards. Janice and Lois, if you will, load in the cards. And here come the card sharks. Mary Robinson. Hello, Mary. Aren't you having? Would you like to go to Tahiti sometime?
Oh, I would love
Wouldn't that be nice? Tell us again about yourself.
My name is Mary Robinson. I'm a traffic officer at the Los Angeles Police Department. I'm married, and I have a 2.5-month-old son, and his name is Courtney.
And you're a good player here because on our last show you won $6,800 in cash.
Yeah,
Good
fantastic.
gutsy betting. Our challenger, Ellen Lawrence. Hello, Ellen.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And won't you again remind us about yourself?
My name is Ellen Lawrence. I'm originally from Matawan, New Jersey. I presently live in Canoga Park, California. I'm very happily married. I have a wonderful 5-year-old son named David. And my occupation is loving other people's children between the hours of 7 and 5.
You're happily married and you have a lovely... Someday we're going to have somebody out here who says, I hate my husband and I don't like my kids at all. No, that's nice. You should like them. Hey, we were teasing about your name.
Yes.
You told me that you pronounce it Lawrence.
Yes.
And then you came out here, I remember on our last show, and said, Lawrence.
Yes.
People have trouble with the name?
Everybody has trouble with the name. They confuse me.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
Otherwise, you'd have it down there.
Right.
Nice to have you back. You both cut the cards at the beginning of the match?
Yes, we did.
And here we go. We pick up where we left off. We are in the middle of game number 1. Looking at the board, Mary has yet to turn over a card. Ellen, the challenger, doing very well, has already moved over. She now has a 9 as her base card. She needs 1 card for the first game in the best 2 out of 3 match. Mary, as we left off, the question to you. Mary, we asked 100 fifth-grade boys. Has your mom ever punished you? Oh, a lot of people at home, like me, are going to say, oh, I know about this. 5th-grade boys, has your mom ever punished you for using a word you hear your dad say all the time? How many 5th-grade boys have been punished for using a word their dad says all the time?
Well, normally they're not punished, and the mother normally feels, well, he got it from his father, so, you know, they tell him don't say it, but they don't normally punish him. So that's going to be sort of a low number. I'll say about 35.
35 out of 100 have been punished for saying a word that dad says all the time. Ellen? Higher or lower?
I think 5th-grade boys are going to feel that they're persecuted anyway, so I think that's going to be a higher number.
Higher?
Definitely.
Because of being persecuted.
Right.
If it's higher, Ellen, you'll play your cards. If not, Mary plays hers. The actual number of 5th-grade boys have been punished for using a word their dad says all the time is 48. Ellen is right. It's higher. For whatever the reason, Ellen has a 9.
I want to change that 9.
When you win the question, you have the right to change it. The 9 becomes a jack.
Okay, lower.
If this is lower, Ellen has the first game of the match for the win. Yeah! Ellen wins game 1. So it is game 1 to the challenger, and the champion has to try to make a comeback right after this. Janice will deal out. Same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck. And we'll start game 2 with a question to you, Ellen.
Okay.
Ellen, we asked 100 senior citizen women. Would there be fewer divorces if young women today cared more about a home and family and less about a career? How many senior citizen women said there would be fewer divorces if today's women cared more about home and family?
I don't think that a career really interferes in a marriage, not in today's society. I think, if anything, it adds to it, and I think senior citizens are aware of that. So I think only 20.
20 out of 100 senior citizen women said there would be fewer divorces if women today cared more about home and family.
Well, most senior citizen women are accustomed to staying home, and in their days, the wife didn't have to work. But now that the cost of living is so high, it almost takes 2 people. So they're going to feel that it would be a better marriage if the wife stayed home. So I'll say it's higher than that.
You say higher. The actual number of senior citizen women who think there would be fewer divorces if women cared more about a home is 79. Very much higher. Mary. Very much higher. Mary starts game 2 with a 9.
Oh, change that card.
Changing the 9 to a king. A great change.
Okay, I'll say it's going to be lower.
Lower than the king. Oh, no. Another king. And a good card fails the champion. Ellen, You got a king as well.
Lower.
Lower than a king. An 8.
3.
Freezing on the middle card. Janice will fill in the spaces. And question to you, Mary. Mary, we asked 100 millionaires. Have you ever collected unemployment? How many millionaires have collected unemployment?
I feel it's going to be a very low number because they are millionaires now, and they probably was employed for a long time and wasn't out of work. That's how they got the money they got. So I'm going to say it's going to be about 10.
10 millionaires have collected unemployment, Ellen. What do you think?
If you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to take advantage of everything. And I think unemployment is something that you might take advantage of. So I think it's going to be a little higher.
Little higher.
A little higher.
Just pull up in the Rolls Royce and go collect the money. All right. Higher than 10. The actual number of millionaires who have collected unemployment is 2. Just 2. It's not higher. Mary, just 2. And Mary, you got a king.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to go lower.
Lower than a king. This time it is.
I'm going to go lower.
She's going to risk it lower. It is.
Yeah! Okay, I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, a 9.
I'm going to freeze.
And now the champion needs just one card to tie up the match. Ellen, this question to you.
Okay.
Ellen, we asked 100 men. When you were a kid, did you ever play doctor with the little girl next door? How many men did play doctor with the little girl next door?
My husband did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And did he marry her?
No, I wasn't it.
Oh, was another girl next door. I'm sorry.
I think about 80 have tried that.
80 men have played doctor with the girl next door, Mary.
I feel that's going to be lower because they don't. That's not a game they often play.
No, so it's
They
lower
not
than that.
play house or this type of thing, but not doctor.
House, but not doctor. Now, you may have an interesting game of house there, Mary. 80 for Ellen, lower for Mary. The actual number of men who played doctor with the little girl next door is 56. It is lower. Mary is right. And Mary, you got a 9.
I want to change that card.
And a big change for the champion, needing one card for the win, an 8 right up the middle.
Ooh. I'm going to say that it's going to be higher.
Higher. If it's higher, Mary ties it up. She did. Look at that little card, and we have a tie. So, now each player with one game and $100. We set up the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there, 3 questions here. Mary, the salt talks have been in the news a lot lately, so we asked 100 people, what do the initials SALT stand for? How many people knew that SALT stands for Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty?
Oh, I didn't even know what it stood for, so I feel that a lot of people are going to be like me. What the heck is that? So it's a low number. I'll say about 35.
35 out of 100 knew what SALT stands for, Ellen.
I think that with all the coverage it's been getting, a few more people are going to know about it, so I'm going to say it's a little bit higher.
You say higher.
A little bit.
And this will give someone control in the tiebreaker. The actual number of people who knew that SALT stands for Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty is 30. It is not higher. Ellen gets control. And it is, I beg your pardon, it is Mary who gets control. Forgive me. Mary, you've got it, and you have a 3.
Okay, I'm going to say it's going to be higher.
Higher than a 3, and not 5.
I'm going to take a chance and say higher.
If this is higher, Mary goes again for the big money. She does! Yes, indeed. Ellen, I'm sorry, inadvertently said you had gotten it there, but it was Mary, of course, and you knew that.
That's okay.
Mary, you have $100 in cash and some nice party gifts.
Thank you very
Thank you, Ellen, for joining me. Ellen Lawrence. And Mary, come on down here with me. Kept getting Mary and Ellen all mixed there, but you're the one going for the big money. Mary Robinson with an even $7,000 now. Tries to add to that total right after this. Congratulations. Back with our champion, Mary Robinson. Did you cut the money card?
Yes.
Oh, I hope you do as well or better. You've done well so far.
Thank you. I hope I do better.
Let's get up there right now. Come on, Mary. Let's get to the money cards. I remember, you're a very gutsy better. And now, as Janice and Lois start dealing them out, we're going to give this gutsy better $200 of new money on the bottom line and 3 cards to bet as she wishes. Up to the second level, another $200, 3 more cards. And remember the minimum bet, $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must risk at least half the money. Good luck, Mary.
Thank you.
And here's $200. And we're going to... Don't pick up the card yet, Lois. I was teasing Janice about going on vacation, but I got to give equal time to you. You're going to be featured on Chips, right?
I'm guest starring on Chip,
You're guest starring when?
November 24th.
November 24th. We wish Lois well on that. She's a good actress. Okay, now to business. Mary, you got $200. What are we going to start her off with, Lois? It'll be a 5.
Change that card.
Gotta play this one. Is it a good change? No, a 7.
I'll bet $50 that it's going to be higher.
Minimum bet $50 that this card is higher. And it is.
I'll bet all of it that it's going to be lower.
For $500. Lower. Yes.
Yay!
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'll bet $400 that it's going to be lower.
Again, she's a big bettor. Is she right? 400. Lower. Yes. And as we move up to 7, we give you the other 200. Mary, you have 1,100.
I want to change that card.
Getting rid of the 7. A change to a 3. Good change.
Okay, I'm going to bet all of it that it's going to be higher.
And now it's double or nothing for $2,200. Higher.
Yay!
Right up the middle, Mary.
Okay, I'm going to go only $200 that it's going to be lower.
That's a big bet on the very middle card. $200 lower. She has a feeling. Ooh.
Good.
Down to 2,000. Be careful with those middle cards, Mary.
Okay, I'm going to bet $100 that it's going to be lower.
$100. Lower than an 8. No. Down to 1,900. 2 8s. But we're going to move up the jack. Mary, do you want that for the big bet?
I'm going to change that card.
Big change. You've got 1,900 for the big bet. You'll play a queen.
Okay,
Got a better
I'm
card.
gonna bet it all that it's going to be lower.
All of it. Oh, only one king and queen out. We don't see another ace. Oh, is she right? All of it. 1,900. Lower than a queen. She's right. And a big better pays off again. $3,800. Oh, you are a gambling lady, Mary. Woo. Come on down here. 200 in the game. That's $4,000 again.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great player. You get intuitions and they pay off. Mary Robinson with $10,800 in cash. We'll be right back right after this. Dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards, and here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Jan Strank. Hello, Jan. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
My name is Jan Strank. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, now living in Valencia. I'm a retail manager. I have a 6'5" son, and whatever we do whatever he wants to do.
Is it because he's so big?
Yes, I'm only 5'2", so...
Oh, there's a big difference.
Yes, just a little bit.
How old is he?
15.
15. I've got a 14-year-old who's 6'2", so we'll get them together.
Hey,
then.
have a basketball team.
Nice to have you here, Jan.
Thank you.
You cut your cards?
Yes, I did.
Then here we go. We start the best 2 out of 3 with a question to Mary. Mary, we found 100 business executives. These men are the heads of some of the country's largest corporations. And we asked them, if your boss was on one line calling long distance and your wife was on the other crying, which call would you take first? How many corporate executives would take their wife's call first?
I feel that they would probably take their boss's call first because they'll think, if not, maybe they'll lose their job.
How many would take the wife's call first?
So I would say about 40.
40 out of 100 would take the wife's call first, Jan.
I've been in business a long time myself, and I know a lot of business executives, when they get up that high, their job and their boss means sometimes even more than their wife. So unfortunately, I think it'll even be higher than that.
Well, how many would get the wife's call first?
Oh, I'm sorry. It would be
She said 40.
less.
You say lower.
Less.
You say lower. Now, that fascinates me. It surprised me with your thinking on that. I would have thought, and I don't know the answers, I would think the wife's call first. So let's find out. You made a decision at home? We'll find out. The actual number of corporate executives who take their wife's call first is 75. It is much higher. Mary, I'm rather glad to hear that. I must say I was getting very depressed the way the 2 of you were thinking with that. And Mary, you start off with a 6.
I would like to change that card.
Changing the 6 to an 8.
Okay. Lower.
Lower than the ace. A check.
Lower.
Risking it lower. She's right with the 6.
Higher.
Oh, a big chance on the 6. And it is higher.
Lower.
Trying to go all the way lower. She's and with not very good cards, the champion. Wow. She continues her gambling ways, and it is game 1 to the champion. And now we'll set up for game 2. And Jan, right away, the pressure's on. You need this game. Jan, question to you. We found 100 teenage girls who are married, and we asked them, do your parents still give you an allowance? How many teenage wives admitted they still get an allowance from their parents?
Oh, wow. I was pretty spoiled. As a matter of fact, my mother used to say, if I asked for the moon, my dad would get out the stepladder. But when I got married, he said, you're on your own, kid. So I think it'll be fairly low, about 20.
20 out of 100 are still getting an allowance. Teenage wives, Mary?
I think it's going to be even lower than that because the mother feels, well, after you're married, you're on your own, regardless of what age.
So you say lower?
So I say lower.
Well, the actual number of married teenage girls who still get an allowance from their parents is 7. Very much lower, Mary. Very much lower. And Mary starts game 2 with a king.
Good card. Okay, I'm going to say lower.
Lower than a king, a jack.
Okay, lower.
Lower than a jack, a 9.
Oh, freeze.
I didn't think you knew the meaning of that word, Mary. She freezes. And Mary, this question goes to you. Mary, we asked 100 single women. Have you ever torn up a love letter without even reading it? How many single women have torn up a love letter without reading it?
Oh, very few. They're going to read it first, and they might tear it up afterwards. At least they want to see what the fellow said.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I'm going to say that's going to be maybe 15 people did.
15 out of 100 have torn up a love letter without even reading it, Jan.
Well, being single myself, I don't think I would ever tear one up, no matter how mad I was, but...
She said 15.
15. I think it'll be a little bit lower than that.
Even a little lower than that. Well, the actual number of single women who've torn up a love letter without reading it is 6. Jan is right. It is even lower.
Oh, boy,
I
finally.
guess you're right in your thinking there, Mary. They want to find out what's in there first. Jan, you have a 3.
Oh, good. Higher, please, higher.
Higher than a 3. An ace.
Lower.
Lower than an ace. A 9. Now we have a tie. Both players with a 9 and both players needing 2 cards. Jan, this question to you. Jan, we asked 100 people. Is it wrong for a policeman to accept free meals from a restaurant on his beat? How many people think it's wrong for a policeman to accept free meals from a restaurant on his beat?
I've known some policemen, and they're I can't really say that they're chiselers, but they try to get everything free they can. And not really bribes, of course.
We'll get to Mary in a moment, friends. That's just... Right now we're at Jan.
Okay, right. I know. I remember the question, honestly.
How many policemen accept free meals from a restaurant on the beat?
I think most people will say it's wrong, so I'd say will be about 45 people.
45. We weren't referring to how much time you were taking, Jan. You were perfectly right. What we were referring to is, as we go over to Mary, what is it you do for a living again, Mary?
Well, I'm in the law enforcement field, so I feel that...
All right. And Jan says 45 people think it's wrong for a policeman to accept free meals from a restaurant on his beat.
Well, I don't know if I think people don't feel that it's wrong because we have a lot of restaurants that say you can come and eat for free, but we officers feel that it's sort of wrong, so we turn them down. If you're paying something that's better than taking it, then you can consider it as a bribe if you're not paying anything. So I'll say it's going to be...
She said 45. Think it's wrong.
I'll say it's higher.
You say it's higher. You think more people think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of put you on the spot with this one, didn't we, Mary? The actual number of people who think it's wrong for a policeman to accept free meals is 43, not higher. Jan has it. 43. And Jan, you've got a 9.
Change it, please.
Winning the question, she can get rid of it. An 8 right up the middle.
It feels higher.
Higher than the 8. A 4 is not higher. And Mary gets a free chance to play off the 9.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. It is a 4.
Higher.
If it's higher, Mary gets another crack at the big money. It is higher. Mary wins it. And Mary continues her winning ways. Jan, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had fun. Here's some nice party cake for you. Thank you, Jan. Jan Strang. Mary, come on down here. Well, this fine, gutsy champion with that $200 is up to a nice round $11,000. And we'll be back with her right after this.
Accuracy for her or for him, the watch with a classic look furnished by Helbros. Some of our contestants will receive...
We give you the answers. You get all night to study. All you have to do is stay awake. Cram Coming January 6th only on Game Show Network.
You snooze, you lose. Flavors, a warming tray, and happy eating from the Colonel with a supply of finger-licking good Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's nice to feel so good about a meal. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Fitz and Bill Todman production.